Hello. Okay, I am sitting right there. I mean, walking right there at the park, right? So, what is going on right there? Why some things are better to go old school, all right? I mean, technology, for all the reasons, can be great. I mean, where technology goes forward. Look, I am a guy, right? So technology could be great in so many ways and so many things. And to my dearest, adorable influencer and YouTuber that has been there for a long time, even though I know what it is, why things are better off going old school, right? Or the old-fashioned way, as what people are known wanted to call it, right? For example, the use of technology. Let's say a guy shaving his face, or shaving your face, for all you guys that you're looking for. All right. I mean, I know that I know what's great to do what technology provides. All right. When you're not careful about shaving your face, are you aware that I have roommates? Putting some underwear on there, you're gonna freaking dry your face with urine and piss over there, with piss and poop over there. All right, so or get a cut, or have some net or something like that. Be careful in cutting. It says it's a very cancerous thing, and if I have mole. Technology like the shaving machine. Yes, you could use a razor. I mostly use a Remington shaver, most likely to shave my face. Sometimes a Braun, sometimes a Panasonic that my brother gave to me. Right. So that technology, it avoids the nits or something to cut your face when you do it with a regular razor, even a safety blade, even a safety razor, or something like that. Technology can provide you from getting the cuts from their mishaps of manual shaving. Technology could work on that. Okay, that's a pass what technology could excel. The shaving machine, right? The shaving machine. That. All right? It prevents you from getting cuts. All right? Technology wins that round, right? And hey, what about auto locks and the combination and the card, the key card, right? This is where old school wins. All right, old school wins in this, because after that you're gonna get locked. And Justine, I've seen your sister struggling, getting locked in the house, buying some batteries. All right, this is where old school locks win. Old school wins because even though you could duplicate a key and you have a spare key in there, you don't need to change any batteries. You don't have to have lock in the combination and all that stuff. This is where old school wins. Old school wins, hands down. You notice that what's going on with these locks, that you could have to put some batteries and stuff. Hey, somebody's stealing crap, all right? Some batteries and stuff. You notice that every time you still have your key handy, you open the door lock with the knob, and you know that you have your lock and then you don't have to struggle and get locked out, oh, because the battery is dead on your automatic lock, and like you have to get something, or or like, for example, card, even fingerprint, or key, or put a code in on these modern locks. Well, old school wins. All right, old school wins in that category. Now, what else were old school way versus technology? Oh, paying. All right, paying it in the computer, in a kiosk and all. All right, so there's other ways to see, where will old school wins. Okay, what happened to me at a kiosk, I ordered some food. I went to Taco Bell and I pressed the kiosk and all. What happened with the machine? The machine screwed me over. Why the machine screwed me over? All right, this is where old school wins. All right, old school wins in that one, because you cannot beat cash. Cash is king. Even if Apple Pay or Google Pay, what if they're shut down or whatever it is? You cannot beat old school, because you pay right there in cash at the counter, at a person. The same thing with a bank, the same thing with everything, because it is not the same. Okay, what's the scores of the football game? And you tell at the teller, like, how would an ATM know about the football game last night or whatever? This is where old school wins, because that's where it never fails. All right, so that would be like Apple could shut down, Google Pay could shut down, or whatever it is. Old school wins. Cash is king. A personal counter always is there, and never, and basically don't screw up the way you're going to pay. All right, old school wins. Technology loses. All right, so now let's go with technology versus old school. All right, so it is what it is. Autopilot, self-driving cars. I mean, there it is. Watch the movie called The Car, Christine, from 1983. Okay, Justine, that movie Christine is came out in the year before you were born. All right, 1983, Christine. All right, autonomous vehicles, autonomous cars, especially the Waymo and all that, they can go freaking crazy, and they could send you to the freaking train tracks or whatever it is. In other words, the self-driving car could possibly kill you. Old school wins. This is where a driver who knows what he or she is doing, you could even conversate with the driver. That's just another plus. Knows where they're going. And this is where old school wins. Old school wins in that it is a home run going old school, that you better off having an actual person who drives the vehicle, knows of where he or she is going. All right, so that's it. Old school wins hands down. Technology loses. All right, now, in other words, which one is a draw? Oh, technology, about brushing your teeth, right? I mean, they have a bunch of good toothbrushes. I use the Oral-B Braun and stuff. Well, that's a tie. Tie and what? Whatever, and you go to the dentist, and when you brush your teeth very well, manual toothbrush, or you got with a Sonicare or an Oral-B made from Braun toothbrush, all right? It will say, the dentist will show you, oh, how well you clean your teeth or whatever. That sometimes happens to me. Even if I use technology like an electric toothbrush and brush my teeth manually, that's a tie. In all means a tie. Technology and old school tie. All right? All of a sudden, there's so many things where technology wins and where old school wins, all right? So, in all of these things, well, physical media. Yes, physical media. Okay, you got Netflix, you got Hulu, it crashes down. Even the advertisement in Spotify or whatever, physical media, watching a physical tape, watching a Blu-ray, a physical DVD disc, no interruption, old school wins, all right? Old school wins, all right? So if it's the cable, if it's a network and it's shutting down or whatever, you lost the internet, old school wins hands down, right? So there's so many things doing it, even though Blu-ray and DVD is a new it's a technology that is an existing technology, but this is where it goes old school. And LPs, that's old school too, all right? So put it that way, there's so many things where old school wins, and there's so many things where technology benefits, all right? Okay, so many things what it is. Tie, I think, electric toothbrush versus manual toothbrush, all right? So you go to the dentist and you say, okay, what else? Boom, you don't have any cavity or whatever it is, boom, that's a tie. Another way to see how it wins, where it compares at, boom, where it is. And okay, there's another way to do this. Oh, there's one thing where old school wins too. Washing the dishes. I wash the dishes by hand, all right? This is where old school wins. I mean, you cannot scrape the dishes very well because the dishwasher, not scrape that all, but hey, old school wins. I mean, technology wins also. Washing the freaking doing the laundry. This is where technology wins. Laundry machine. You ain't gonna get tired to washing the clothes, all right? You know, in different ways to how you wash the clothes. Technology wins in this, all right? So, yeah, and also talking about technology also wins. Technology also wins on avoiding cuts from your face for all you guys to get cut, all right? I mean, what are your Papa Steve, Justine? Papa Steve. I mean, your dad, to encourage it, probably he was using a shaving machine. Okay, you got nooks and crannies. Probably you encourage him to use a shaving machine to avoid any cuts and nooks and cuts, all right? In the face, all right? Technology wins on that. There's so many things where that, you know, locking your house, you know, old school wins, all right? Old school wins hands down. Going to a cab, cashing a cab, what are you waiting? A self-driving bus? Old school wins because the bus driver knows where to stop, or where the taxi cab, instead of a self-driving car, knows where it's going instead of a car going freaking crazy, all right? So, old school wins in this. old school wins and paying at the counter, not waiting for a glitch and everything like that you need to pay, and you gotta like pay, oh, why I'm paying credit or whatever, this is where old school wins. All right, there's things that I'm saying, there's so many things that doing things the old school ways win. Why? Old school wins in the top over technology in certain things that you could imagine why the old school ways succeed. This is why old school wins in categories, and this is where technology wins in certain categories, like avoiding cuts, nicks and cuts for your face, for all you guys to be watching. All right, so please don't forget to subscribe on Embargo Man, and see you in the next video. What you prefer the things to do? Do you want to do the things the old school way, or you rather use technology? All right, so this is where things are going to be, this old school versus technology. So peace out, everybody. All right, however you prefer, there's things that are better off old school.